Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Cinematic here, back at it again for another video, and I just want to go straight to the point. As you can tell by the title of the video, fan service needs to live on in anime. I just want to read this article with you guys. It's talking about like how fan service is important to anime and all the above, but let's just go straight to the point. This is from animetv-jp.net. and I'm gonna leave the link to the article on the description, but I'm just gonna read this whole article. So let's go. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and like this video. I will highly appreciate it. So let's just go on. The title is called "Fan Service is a Necessity for the Medium to Thrive, Like It or Not," and then it says when sexuality strengthens storytelling. And then obviously it has a picture from My Dress as a Darling season 2. And it says, fan service, just saying the phrase, is enough to spark an online flame war. Some fans defend it as part of anime's DNA, while others deride it as a cheap, unnecessary, or even harmful. The truth, as is often the case, is somewhat in the middle. But here's the reality: anime has always dealt with sexuality and adult themes, and pretending otherwise isn't just inaccurate, it's counterproductive. When handled with intention, fanservice can enhance storytelling, add depth to characters, and reflect human experiences that are both awkward and intimate. Rejecting it outright as has become increasingly popular among a generation already struggling with social anxieties around intimacy, risk stripping anime of a cultural nuisance that has defined it for decades. Anime has never shielded away from adult themes, from the psychological trauma explored in Neon Genesis Evangelion to the mature romance in Nana or Inuyasha. Sexuality and relationships have always been part of the medium. Fanservice, whether in the form of playful humor, character vulnerability, or even tension in battle scenes, has long served as a way to both humanize and complicate characters. Of course, not all fanservice is created equal. Some is clumsy, gratuitous, or even feels tacked on for shock value, but some is deliberate, woven into a plot in a way that heightens character development or adds stake to a narrative. Dismissing it wholesome ignores the diversity of how it's being used and how it can function as a meaningful storytelling device. So just to give you a little thoughts so far, and as a long-time otaku and anime fan, I feel like fanservice can be placed all over the place when it comes to watching certain animes. Like sometimes it could be placed for character development, romantic moments, comedic release, or even like the article just said, shock value. And that's the thing that people who watch anime all complain about, is the fact that fan service can be placed randomly. Like people can watch an anime that they're interested in and they're watching it for the plot, the characters, action sequences, but if there's some type of fan service involved, it somehow turns off the viewer from continuing to watch the whole series because of the fact that now they see that it has some type of sexual themes involved. And I'm like kind of confused about that, because a lot of the main animes that you guys watch, like a lot of the main shonen you guys watch, have some type of fan service involved, especially ones like Naruto. I know a lot of people who love Naruto. I mean, it's not always there, but come on, even the beginning episodes with sexy jutsu and everything, and then you had Lady Tsunade with her boobs all out and everything else. I mean, right then and there, that's fan service. Like if you really think about it, that's fan service. Now let's continue reading the article. In recent years, criticism of fan service have become louder and more mainstream. Social media has amplified voices that frame it as outdated or inappropriate, and studios have taken note. Anime, once brimming with suggestive humor or proactive tension, now often opts for safer, stereotyped narratives meant to avoid controversy. This cultural shift isn't happening in isolation. Studies and surveys suggest that younger generations are increasingly anxious about intimacy. Rising social isolation, digital-first lifestyles, and a climate of hypercritical online disclosure have contributed to a climate where many people are more comfortable avoiding depictions of sex altogether. This discomfort is understandable, but it has consequences. When audience demand anime scrub itself clean of anime themes, they're asking the medium to deny a part of human experiences. Art is supposed to make us uncomfortable at times. It's supposed to push boundaries, not just to soothe them. Okay, so here's my thing. I feel like Western culture is so powerful now that it's influencing the whole world. And when I say this, I'm talking about as in the modern day political push that we are in now. Japanese culture is so popular now, which is kind of upsetting because now it's like you have all these creators, all these animators, all these game developers that are from Japan that they had to think about global standards now, and it's like, what happens to thinking about your local market? When they were creating things for their local market, there was never a problem. There was never an issue because this is created exclusively for their local market, Japanese people in Japan. Let's continue reading. The best users of fan service are never just about the surface. They're about what the moment reveals. Consider when a character's composure slips in an awkward situation, showing vulnerability that strengthens their bond with another, or when a suggested scene underscores the intensity of a relationship, heightening the stakes of the drama to come. Even battle-heavy shonen series have shown how sexuality and physicality can influence combat dynamics, character motivations, and audience investment. As its most effective fan service can be funny, poignant, or even tragic. It can humanize characters by showing sides of them that might otherwise remain hidden. Rejecting that entirely robs anime of one of its most distinctive strengths, its ability to embrace extremes, both emotional and aesthetic, in ways Western media often avoids. This isn't an argument for uncritical acceptance of all fan service. Anime still struggles with lazy tropes, objectification, and tonal whiplash when fan service is handled poorly. Those issues deserve critique. But the answer isn't censorship by culture, nor the growing trend of blanket rejection. The answer is discriminant. We should be asking whether fan service serves the story, the character, or the emotional truth of the scene. When it does, it deserves appreciation, not dismissal. Anime has always strived on its ability to explore themes that other mediums shy away from. Pretending that sexuality has no place in it not only misinterprets its history, but also denies audiences the chance to engage with stories that reflect real human complexity. Anime is bold because it doesn't always play safe. It's emotional, dramatic, awkward, sometimes messy. That's what makes it resonate. Removing sexuality and adult themes out of fear or discomfort risk sanding down the edges that make it unique. As more anime crosses into the mainstream Western markets, there will be tension over what is appropriate, but instead of sanitizing the media, we should embrace its range. Fan service can be tasteless or it can be transformative. The difference is intention. If the next generation of fans learns to reject it entirely, not because of poor execution, but out of anxiety about intimacy itself, anime risks losing part of its cultural soul, and that's something worth fighting against. So that's the end of the article. I really enjoyed reading this article, and I just want to give my personal thoughts about the whole thing with fan service and anime censorship and how this should be handled. I feel like the way he described how this should be handled is really thoughtful, and this is just my thoughts, and I'm gonna be a little crucial with no filter. This is why I feel like we should have went a little harder on gatekeeping our interests, because I feel like a lot of people don't know how to separate reality to things that are just fictional, things that are just animated. Like, so many people are so stuck up with the modern day real world that they must critique every little thing. Like, never would I have thought that we would put politics and anime together. Like, to me, I'm watching anime as an escape from reality. I'm watching anime to not think about what's going on in the real world. I'm watching anime to know I can fall in love with these characters, that I can somehow feel a connection towards, that these characters can make me laugh, make me smile, make me feel inspired. But some people fail to realize that, and honestly, I've spoken about this in my previous videos, but just like in this article, I believe that fan service is just part of the heart and soul of anime. I'm not saying that every single anime needs to have fan service, but sometimes having the fan service, it makes some moments feel humorous, it makes characters feel affectionate, it makes them feel alive. Like, I'm not sure what type of world we live in nowadays where people are complaining about fan service, because it was never like this 10 years ago. It was never like this 15 years ago. Even during the Tumblr days, it was never like this. And I feel like Twitter and X has consumed the minds of a lot of individuals. So since I found this article on X, I'm just gonna look through the comments and find some of the comments that kind of stood out to me. And the first comment that I see is from this person. His name is Danovu, and he says, if you're an adult and even slight fan service makes you rage to the point you're attacking people on social media, you should find a priest and avoid anime and manga. Fan service has been around since the 1960s and isn't going anywhere because Japan absolutely doesn't care about your obviously botted Twitter posts over Nami. One Piece in the bikini top got 67k likes in an hour. They don't even see it. Find a new hobby. I suggest an instrument like the kazoo. I mean, he's absolutely right. I mean, fan service has been going on until the end of time. I mean, with anime, you know what I'm saying? So it's like he has a point there. And we have this other person in the comment section that says fan service is one of the many quirky and weird things that make anime and makes it different from the rest. While not every anime needs it, anime as a medium in general does. It's one of the spices that makes the plate that Japan entertainment is unique and delicious. And that's all I'm gonna read, because going down this comment section, I'm telling you, my gosh, I just cannot believe the comments that I'm reading. It's like I said, Twitter/X has consumed the minds of a lot of individuals, literally. But this is all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna end the video right here. Let me know in the comment section, what are your thoughts on fan service in anime, and what are your thoughts about this article, which I'm gonna leave in the description. So if you want to check it out, I'll leave it in the description for you guys to read it yourself. So anyways, please support me by liking this video and subscribing to my channel. I would highly appreciate it. My name is Sam Maddock, and I'll see you guys in the next video.